Salim Dostar. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and I'm here to do another Dimash reaction. Excited to continue on my journey with Dimash. Many of you have been along for the ride, and I'm very grateful for that and for your patience with me recently, as I have been not as active putting reactions out. But today should be special. This is continuing his chronological performance timeline in 2018. So this was the next one on the list here, The Love of Tired Swans, at the Kremlin in Moscow. So this is not the Sochi. And what I could do is go back and do the Sochi reaction once I'm in 2019, which is coming shortly. So if you have an opinion on that, be sure to put that down in the comments that you do want me to react to his other performance of this song. He does switch it up for his performances, so I would be interested to see his other take on it and how he performed it and what differences there were. So just let me know on that. So this is, from my understanding, his first performance with Igor Krutoy, who is the great Russian composer that was instrumental in helping Diana Ankudinova, and of course also got involved with Dimash in 2018. And I believe one of the first times he was introduced to Dimash was at the Sinful Passion performance, I believe. It was either his Sinful Passion or it was his SOS at the Slavic Bazaar. I can't remember. But one of those two, I remember seeing him in the audience and gave him a standing ovation and all that. Anyway, so excited to see kind of the first fruits of their collaboration. And as I normally do with my reactions, I have the lyrics queued up here. And we've got, hopefully you can see that clearly on my screen. Look into my eyes, please forgive me. I regret, I love you, you're my life. Without your warmth, I am obsessed about you. We could not hold it, we are tired, it's difficult for us. I'm all alone, please understand me. Nothing matters without love. Swans can't live apart. Wait, don't rush, do not say that feelings are gone and there is no way back. Swans can't live apart. Wait, don't rush. In separation, the pain is harsher. Please warm my love, the love of tired swan. And my days without soul, I miss you, it's all complicated. But we are still close. Please say something, call me. Without your love, it hurts. I ask you, please give in. My feelings are not my prose. Sometimes come to my dreams, take me in, do not look for another. Swans can't live apart. Wait, don't rush. Do not say that feelings are gone and there is no way back. Swans can't live apart. Wait, don't rush. In separation, the pain is harsher. Please warm my love, the love of a tired swan. So, yeah, I like this personification of swans. I think that's really cool. They've taken something inherent to this animal, in this case the swan, and how I believe they're monogamous, and so they pair off like other animals I know, and so they're kind of taking that, or Igor has in this case, and is putting that into the lyrics to kind of talk about a soulmate type situation, right? And it's the love of a tired swan, so maybe it has something to do with him and his soulmate, and the fact that he doesn't feel like he's always perfect at showing his love, but yet he wants for his beloved to have patience with him and continue to be with him and believe in him, even though he is a tired swan sometimes. And I think, we all go through that at different points, right? Today is Valentine's Day, so this is especially appropriate for Valentine's Day. And I figured it out. This is my 26th Valentine's Day with my wife, which is awesome. And she's amazing. I'm very lucky to have her in my life. But yeah, this is, I like this. Call me without your love, it hurts. Talks about how she comes to his dreams. But we are still close. Please say something. Call me. Without your love, it hurts. So again, I've talked about this before, about communication is a key, right? Communicating and, being together in the decisions you make and listening well to your significant other. It's very important. And involving each other in the things that you have going on in your lives, the things that are important to you. And I'm trying to do better at that on my end with my wife, and telling her what's going on with my channel and things like that. And she's very interested in how it's doing and things like that. She's been very supportive. Anyway, so I did pick the version that was recommended by several of you in your comments. So again, as I mentioned, this is not the Sochi version. This is the one in our chronological sequence. So it's from 2018 at the Kremlin. And I believe it does have English subs. So we'll be able to see the translation on the screen. Now, just in case some of you are new to my channel, number one, if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe and click on the notifications bell there so that you're notified of any new Dimash reactions or any others you may be interested in. I would appreciate that. Also, as just kind of a bit of information as to how I do things, one of the things that I'll do, so if there's talking before or after and they have the English subtitles, I will read those. And the reason I do that is so that when I do my translations for subtitles into the 15 other languages, the YouTube will pick that up and actually include it as part of the subtitles file, and then it'll get translated so that others in different parts of the world that speak other languages will actually know what's being said in their own language. So that's why I do that, just to explain. So without further ado, let's jump right in here. Everything should be all dialed in for the sound levels.
Посмотри мне в глаза, ты прости мне, я сожалею, я люблю тебя, жизнь моя, без тепла, я тобой болею, удержать не смогли, мы устали, нам очень трудно, я совсем один, ты пойми, без любви ничего не нужно. Не могут жить в разлуке лебеди.
So this kind of starts off a little bit similar to Sinful Passion, where he's coming in more kind of in his chest voice, and he comes in really, kind of soft and tender. It's neat to watch other reactors. So after I react to some of these artist performances, I'll go and watch what other reactors did, in their reactions. And a lot of them are keying in on what I've talked about, and that is the fact that Dimash is incredible at doing the whole storytelling, right? Where he's really good at that whole arc, and adding a lot of like rich textures to his performances, whether that's runs or, like I said, softness and tenderness, and then building and crescendoing and bringing in different parts of his range, and then adding different elements and different styles. So like pop versus classical, folk, and some type, the global type traditional sounds that he creates, like some of the stuff he's done where he does like a trill like he did in Sinful Passion. So he really does add a lot of variety and a great story arc to his performances. And that's what I'm noticing here. He's coming in, he's using that strong lower range. Things that people sometimes take for granted in watching Dimash is some of the jumps that he makes. And there was one I noticed here. Let me go back, see if I can find it. I think it's right.
Ничего не нужно, не могут жить в разлуке лебеди.
That was one right there that I noticed. See how he's changing the timbre though? So it's like 1 minute it's and then he's kind of, that's an example, right, of how it's the same note, or similar part of the song, but then he's changing the way that he sings it to kind of soften it or add kind of sharper elements by bringing it kind of more through the nasal part of the resonance chamber. So he has supreme control over his vocal instrument to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, right? And that's part of what makes him brilliant. So let's go on here. Sorry. That's a good one right there too. Oh, that's cool. There's Igor. He's adding more meat to it now. Oh wow, that jump was seamless. Wow. It's like pick an octave, right? That little cry in his voice. That's awesome. Nice open sound. Ooh, that's very operatic. Did you hear him jump up? It sounded like he jumped up into his head voice. Right there. That's the thing that's hard to tell with Dimash, right? Normally, when I'm listening to a vocalist, I can tell, okay, he's going from chest to head, or up into his falsetto, or whatever is going on. But with him, his mixed voice is so powerful. There's more blurring that occurs, right? Where it's like where does his chest voice stop and his head voice begin? Because he's able to carry, and that's what mixed voice is. He's carrying that chest quality of the sound up into his head voice to add more meat and substance behind it. But it sounded like for that last little one there, he jumped up into his head voice. And maybe with him, it could just be that it's more of a lighter tone of his head voice. So it's not as much the mixed sound. It's more kind of closer to the falsetto side. But he does, anytime you hear him do that, it's because he wants to create a specific type of sound. Because he can bring his mixed up, way up there beyond that note. So usually it's a stylistic choice that he makes where he's like, I want this to be kind of a lighter sound. So I'll show you what I mean here as far as which part I'm talking about. It's right here. Right there. Oh, here he goes. Jeez. This is, I think, my 29th reaction to Dimash on my channel. And so I've heard a lot of his songs. I've heard a lot of his crazy impressive runs and all of that. But the thing I try not to forget, though, is that what he's doing is incredible and insane and extremely difficult. When he's jumping up like that and he's coming in on a high note, or he's doing intervals up there in his head voice. And I think I mentioned this before, but I have relative pitch, so I can hear when someone's about an eighth of a step flat, or somewhere in that range. So my ears are pretty perceptive, and I can't really think of a time in 29 videos where I've heard him be flat. And part of that could be that he has perfect pitch, right? But the intervals that he's singing here, he's coming in right on top of the pitch and just nailing it every time. And what he's doing is just, it's amazing. I kind of stopped in a weird spot here. Sorry. Let's see. Especially that interval. Oh! He just jumped into this other part of his voice. I love adding the strings in there. It's awesome. Yeah, so that was another amazing performance. And I think I'm excited to hear more of kind of his collaborations with Igor, because I get the sense in just kind of doing a little research on Igor and looking at his body of work and things like that, that he is very gifted and talented. He's kind of like the David Foster type, the guy that discovered Josh Groban. He knows how to bring out the best in the artists that he works with. And he's also a gifted, songwriter, I'm sure arranger and all of that. So this was a good step forward for Dimash, working with Igor and this song. It had the right balance. Again, it kind of reminded me of Sinful Passion, right? And I really loved Sinful Passion. That's one of my favorite performances of Dimash. Yeah, it had all the elements that you need for a powerful performance, with the story arc, leveraging different parts of his voice, bringing a strong message, a universal message, in this case of love, and coming together with your soulmate and things like that. So yeah, it was a brilliant performance. And like I said, Dimash just makes it look easy. Take it from a classically trained vocalist who's worked not as hard as Dimash, obviously, but who's worked hard to learn a lot of this, that it's very difficult to do what he does. And as other vocal coaches have said in their reactions, and I think I mentioned it in my first reaction of Dimash, the SOS reaction, it takes hours upon hours, thousands of hours of drills and work and studying and honing your skills, honing your instrument, and trying different things to get to where he is. And of course, a lot of training from, ultra qualified teachers, right? So he is an anomaly. And I'm looking forward to continuing to react to the things along his path. I'll have to double check what comes next. But I think this performance was kind of toward the end of 2018. So I think we're closing in on 2019, if not already there. So be sure to put down in the comments any recommendations, because I know that there are other performances that I'm skipping from 2018. I'm not doing every performance, obviously, that Dimash performed in 2018. It would take a long time to do that. And a lot of times what I won't do is do reaction of a performance of a song that I've already reacted to, unless it's something that all of you request. So be sure to put down in the comments if you have certain ones that are your favorites that you feel like I would really love, that you want me to react to. But in any case, I think that's what I have for this one. And again, I'm going to try to be more active and put more reactions out on my channel and start back up again where I'm doing, several a week. So continue to keep your eye out. I do have Patreon, and I'm starting to get subscribers. So take a look out there at my Patreon, and the link will be down in my description. I've also changed up my logo for my apparel after kind of looking at it and thinking it through. And so when you look at the picture here, what I've done basically is I've taken, and the Singer Dad Reacts, I've kind of pulled that out and then just have music, lights, and then the world down below. And the thing I like about the design is the sun, or the light from the music lights the world part of it. The light is right around the heart of the person wearing the shirt or whatever. And the notes are right on top of that. And so the way you could actually interpret that is that person is receiving the music into their heart to give them that light, or they can also be sharing that music with others, and then the notes can be coming from within them out to someone else. So it can go both ways. But please take a look at that and support the channel. And I want to finish also by saying what I say in each of my reactions, and that is that each of you are special, and you can accomplish your dreams, and you are loved, and you need to know that. And hopefully you can get that feeling from my channel, and you can gain some more light in your soul through the music that we experience together and what we learn together and this whole experience, right? But again, thank you all for all of your support and your patience with me and my situation currently. And I'll be putting more content out there, and I thank you again, and take care.